Welcome friends. The experimental chemical science divided into two important parts. One is said to be the synthetic chemistry. Second one is known as analytical chemistry. Synthetic chemistry includes synthesis, nothing but what? Here the making of the compound is goes on occurring. I know the compounds from the beginning. I am making them to participate in chemical transformation. I am expecting some new compound formation. Thereby the step-by-step processes is said to be the synthetic chemistry. Second part is analytical chemistry. Compound is not known. Compound has to be identified. That is the investigation, the different varieties of reactions that can be performed over the unknown compound. Based on the results, the expectation of the compound is said to be the analytical chemistry. And this analytical chemistry includes many varieties of things like cations, anions and all the things, even covalent compounds also. Whereas this analytical chemistry is divided into two parts for easiness of understanding. One is said to be the qualitative chemistry and second one is said to be the quantitative chemistry. Qualitative chemistry deals with what is the compound, irrespective of its weight, irrespective of its amount. It just stands for what is the compound present over there. Such kind of study is said to be the qualitative chemistry. And second part is quantitative chemistry. Yes, I know the compound, but how much amount of compound is there? The study related to the amount of compound presence is said to be the qualitative chemistry. Whereas this known as quantitative chemistry, this quantitative is once again divided into two categories. One is volumetric chemistry, second one is gravimetric. Volumetric stands for here one compound of known concentration and known volume is there. Other compound volume is known by making the titration, how much amount of volume is sufficient for the first compound. Thereby from that volumes information, its concentration and its amount are calculated. Such kind of studies are said to be the volumetric analysis. Volume is taken as reference. Volume is taken as authenticity, and by taking this one as authentic, we can calculate the amount of compound is said to be the volumetric analysis. The next one is gravimetric analysis. Here two compounds are allowed to react. As a result of reaction, they form a new compound which is a precipitate. From the weight of compound, how much amount of the component A is there, how much amount of the component B is there, by taking any one of them as excess is calculated. Such kind of reactions are said to be the gravimetric reactions. And once again we shift our discussion towards the qualitative analysis. This qualitative analysis is present with respect to the inorganic compounds as well as the organic compounds. Whereas for the study of the inorganic compounds, this qualitative is divided into two varieties of tests. One is dry test, second one is wet test. In this dry test, naturally no other reagent is used. Otherwise, without any solvent, those reactions are performed. Such kind of reactions are said to be the dry test reactions, and most of the reactions are consisting of heat also. Whereas wet test, a solvent is used, a reagent dissolved in the solvent is used. Such kind of all solvent based, otherwise reagent based reactions are said to be the wet test. Whereas the dry test includes the things like physical examination, includes effect of heating, smell of the compounds, solubility of the salts, flame test, charcoal cavity test, cobalt nitrate test, similarly borax bead test, and microcosmic salt bead test. Such kind of test combination is generally said to be the dry test, and dry test includes these of all things. Let us go for the dry test, then after the wet test related to the inorganic compounds qualitative analysis. The color related information of some of the compounds followed by its corresponding color. Suppose chromium salts are there, chromium salts are having dark green in color, whereas manganese salts are having light pink in color, ferrous salts are having light green in color, cobalt salts are generally maintaining pinkish, otherwise the purple color, nickel salts are having greenish blue in color, whereas copper salts are having bluish green in color. It is also very easy to remember. These are all a list of compounds: chromium, manganese, ferrous, cobalt, nickel, copper in serial order. Whereas chromium followed by ferrous by not counting one of them, that is manganese. Chromium are alternate. Ferrous are having green color related compounds. Manganese followed by alternate. Manganese and the cobalt are having purple color, and these two colors are interchanged. Blue is having, copper is having bluish green, whereas nickel is having greenish blue colors. The order related to the compounds, ammonia-like smell leads to the information about the ammonium salts, whereas vinegar-like smell leads to the information of acetate type of salts, whereas rotanic smell indicates the presence of the sulfide ion, that is sulfide salts are present. If suppose the compounds are having heavier density gives the information about the presence of mercury, otherwise the lead present in it. Whereas lighter density is coming from either of magnesium, calcium, francium, barium, or third group of aluminium, or the carbon family related, nitrogen family related bismuth, and the D black element related zinc. Especially we may suspect that may be carbonate also. Compounds are the substances on exposure to air. Some of the substances which are colorless but daily present substances which change to paste because they takes the water from the moisture. Such kind of compounds may be calcium chloride, antimony chloride, zinc chloride, and the zinc nitrate. Whereas colored daily present substances, that is colored substances daily present in nature and changes to paste. Magnesium, manganese chloride, that is ferric chloride, ferric nitrate, ferrous nitrate, followed by copper nitrate are the example. Whereas color of the substance is changed from white to yellow in color, that is cadmium salts. Whereas color of the substances changes from white to black in color, that may be lead salts, otherwise the bismuth salts. Heating effect over the inorganic compounds. Some of the inorganic compounds on heating, different varieties of changes can take place. Some of them can melt, some of them can give cracking sound, some of them will swell, some of them will offer different colors under hot and the cold conditions. Some substances will sublimize, some substances evolves the gas of different natures like colored and the ordered gas, colorless and the ordered gas, orderless and the colorless gas. Such kind of different varieties of situations are there. Let us go for the case number 1. Melts. On heating they will be melted. Such kind of compounds are salts of alkali metals, chlorides of lead, silver, mercury, and compounds generally having water of crystallization. And cracks, some certain compounds will be cracked. Cracking sound will be produced. Those are sodium chloride, potassium iodide, barium nitrate, and the lead nitrate. Whereas certain compounds will swell up, their volume will increase. Those of all are volumes, alums, borates, as well as the phosphates generally increases their value. The color of residue obtained after heating. There are certain compounds in which no sublimation occurs, but the compound shows different colors. Under hot conditions it shows different colors, under cold conditions different. Suppose tin led to bismuth, under hot conditions shows brown color, under cold conditions shows yellow color. Whereas chromium salt shows green color in hot conditions and cold conditions violet color. Whereas ferrous oxide shows dark brown color, whereas under cold conditions they are showing light brown color. Cobalt chloride, cobalt bromide, cobalt iodide shows the corresponding hot colors are blue, green, violet, changes to blue, red, dark red, as well as the once again dark red for the cobalt iodide under cold conditions. Copper oxide, manganese oxide, nickel oxide shows black color, under cold conditions also shows the same black color. Similarly, nickel compound shows yellow color, whereas under cold conditions shows green color. Zinc compound shows orange yellow color, whereas under cold conditions shows white color. Cadmium shows red or black in color compounds, whereas cadmium related compounds under cold conditions shows brown color. Mercuric oxide shows dark orange red under hot conditions, and under cold conditions it shows light orange red in color. Certain compounds will sublimate, and the colors of the sublimates, some of them are having white in color. Those may be mercurous chloride, mercury chloride, arsenic oxide, aluminium chloride, ammonium halides followed by antimony oxides, etc. Some of them are having grayish black colors. Those are mercuric sulfide, whereas yellow colors are sulfur, arsenic sulfide, mercuric iodide, etc. Yellow blue, otherwise the violet vapors are obtained in case of iodine, and the grey having of garlic powder is obtained in case of arsenic. On heating certain inorganic compounds, the gases will be evolved and they are having different features. Some of them are colorless and the odorless. Some of them are colorless but the having odor. Some of them are both having color as well as the odor. Thus, colorless and the odorless. Suppose the gas whichever is evolved supports the combustion of burning, such kind of gases are coming from the nitrates of the alkali metals, that is alkali metal nitrate, sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate, etc. Whereas certain other which turns lime water to milky, that is carbon dioxide, may be coming from the carbonate salts, otherwise the oxalate salts. In the second case, colorless but it is having odor, it is having some odor, smell like ammonia, those are color coming from the ammonium salts, smell like burning sulfur, that is sulfur dioxide, that may be coming from either sulfite or the sulfate, smell of protonite coming from the sulfides, whereas pungent smell which gives white fumes with ammonium hydroxide is HCl, that is hydrated chloride salts are giving such kind of gas. Whereas the last case, colored as well as the ordered gases are coming, burning gas, brown gas, whereas which turns the starch added paper to blue in color. Blue color formation occurs in place where there may be nitrite or the nitrates of the heavy metals can cause such particular thing. Whereas red brown gas is evolved which turns the iodides of the starch paper to yellow in color, that may be the bromide salt. Similarly, violet gas which turns the starch paper to blue in color is iodine gas, whereas yellow green gas which colors the decolors the litmus paper, that is nothing but what the chloride salts. Heating effect on certain compounds of the inorganic in nature, whereas certain compounds on heating liberates oxygen. Certain oxides like HgO converted to Hg followed by oxygen, Pb3O4 is converted to PbO2 plus oxygen, lead oxide is converted to lead monoxide followed by oxygen. Similarly, silver oxide is converted to silver followed by oxygen. And certain carbonates liberate carbon dioxide, copper carbonate is converted to copper oxide followed by carbon dioxide, zinc carbonate is converted to zinc oxide followed by carbon dioxide, silver carbonate is converted to silver oxide, carbon dioxide followed by oxygen. Here the oxidation number of silver remains as it is, hence here calcium carbonate is converted to calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide, magnesium carbonate, magnesium oxide plus carbon dioxide, lithium carbonate is converted to lithium oxide plus carbon dioxide. These two are having diagonal relationship. Similarly, certain other compounds like bicarbonates liberates the carbon dioxide, sodium bicarbonate is converted to sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. Ammonium carbonate is converted to ammonia, carbon dioxide as well as the water. Certain sulfates liberate sulfur trioxide, that is copper sulfate 5H2O is converted to copper sulfate followed by copper oxide and the sulfur trioxide, it is a non-redox reaction. Ferrous sulfate is converted to ferric oxide, underwent oxidation, it maintains the same, but whereas it is undergoing oxidation, so therefore here it is converted to ferrous sulfate is converted to ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide followed by what? Sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide maintains its oxidation number as it is. Here it is undergoing oxidation, it is undergoing reduction, hence it is a redox reaction. Similarly, aluminium sulfate is converted to alumina followed by sulfur trioxide. Certain sulfates liberate sulfur dioxide also. Magnesium sulfate is converted to magnesium oxide, sulfur dioxide followed by oxygen. Because magnesium maintains same, sulfur dioxide conversion is reduction, oxygen conversion is oxidation. Zinc sulfate is converted to zinc oxide, sulfur dioxide plus oxygen. Beryllium sulfate is converted to beryllium oxide, sulfur dioxide plus oxygen. Some other sulfates loses water of crystallization. Suppose calcium sulfate 2H2O is converted to calcium sulfate of H2O. Zinc sulfate 7H2O is converted to zinc sulfate 6H2O. On further heating, zinc sulfate 1H2O. Still on heating, it is converted to zinc sulfate without any water molecules. In heating of silver carbonate is converted to silver followed by carbon dioxide and the oxygen. Whereas here silver is having +1 oxidation state, that +1 oxidation state is converted to 0 oxidation state, that is reduction. Whereas carbon dioxide maintains the same 4 as the oxidation state. Conversion of O- to O is oxidation. Here O0, this is oxidation process, this is reduction process. Overall it is a redox process. Some nitrates liberates nitrogen dioxide as well as the oxygen. For example, zinc nitrate is converted to zinc oxide NO2 followed by oxygen. Copper nitrate is converted to copper oxide nitrogen dioxide as well as the oxygen. Lead nitrate is converted to lead oxide NO2 followed by oxygen. Here nitrogen is maintaining +5 state. In this nitrogen is maintaining +4 state, that is reduction. Counterly, oxygen of -2 is converted to oxygen 0, that is oxidation. Magnesium nitrate is converted to magnesium oxide NO2 and the oxygen. Calcium nitrate is converted to calcium oxide NO2 as well as the oxygen. Similarly, lithium nitrate is converted to lithium oxide because it is having high polarization power followed by NO2 as well as the oxygen. Whereas mercury nitrate, silver nitrate is converted to silver followed by NO2 as well as the oxygen. Whereas cobalt nitrate is converted to cobalt oxide NO2 as well as the oxygen. And some nitrates gives just only the oxygen by maintaining nitrate towards the nitrite. Sodium nitrate, that is alkali metal nitrates, are converted to nitrites followed by just oxygen. Silver nitrate is converted to silver nitrate followed by oxygen also. Some nitrates gives N2O. Ammonium nitrate is converted to N2O, that is N2O formation takes place, nitrous oxide followed by water. And some chlorides decomposes. Ferric chloride is converted on heating to ferrous chloride followed by chlorine. Copper chloride, that is cupric chloride to cuprous followed by chlorine. Ammonium chloride to ammonia followed by HCl. And mercurous chloride is converted to mercury chloride followed by what? Here mercury formation takes place. Some hydrated chlorides liberates HCl, hydrogen chloride, that is aluminium chloride 6H2O, not 6HCl. 6H2O on heating it liberates HCl followed by it is converted to alumina Al2O3 followed by water. Magnesium chloride 6H2O is converted to magnesium oxide followed by HCl and the water. Zinc chloride is converted to zinc hydroxide, zinc hydroxy chloride, that is basic zinc chloride followed by HCl as well as the water. Zinc chloride in another format also gives Zn2OCl2 followed by HCl. Ferric chloride is converted to ferric oxide followed by HCl. SnCl2, SnOHCl, basic tin chloride followed by HCl. Some salts decomposes as like this. Ammonium dichromate is used for the synthesis of nitrogen, converted as nitrogen followed by chromium trioxide. Potassium dichromate is converted as potassium chromate followed by chromium trioxide and the oxygen. Similarly, some other compounds like ammonium nitrite is converted to nitrogen. Ammonium nitrate is converted to nitrous oxide N2O. Magnesium ammonium phosphate is converted to magnesium pyrophosphate Mg P2O7 followed by ammonia. Similarly, here the zinc ammonium phosphate is converted to Zn2P2O7 followed by ammonia and the water. And the lead acetate is converted to lead carbonate followed by acetone. And the ferrous oxalate is converted to ferrous oxide followed by carbon dioxide and the carbon monoxide. And the stannate, that is stanium acetate is converted to stanium oxide followed by carbon dioxide and the carbon monoxide. And the copper oxalate is converted to calcium oxalate is converted to calcium carbonate followed by carbon monoxide. K4FeCN6, potassium ferrocyanide. Potassium ferrocyanide is converted to potassium cyanide, ferrous, carbon followed by the nitrogens. Here I am eating magnesium ammonium phosphate, it is converted to magnesium pyrophosphate Mg2P2O7 followed by ammonia as well as water. Some other compounds like potassium chloride is converted to potassium chloride followed by oxygen. KMnO4 is converted to potassium permanganate is converted to potassium manganate followed by manganese dioxide followed by oxygen. Sodium ammonium hydrogen phosphate is converted to ammonia sodium phosphate followed by sodium metaphosphate followed by water. Borax is converted to anhydrous borax. Sodium metaborate followed by boron trioxide, that is a glassy bead. Boric acid is converted to HbO2 followed by metaboric acid followed by H2B4O7 followed by B2O3, boron trioxide formation takes place. Metaborate, tetraborate followed by boron trioxide formation takes place. Solubilities of certain compounds of inorganic in nature, hydroxides, OH minuses, all are insoluble except the first A group elements. and the secondary group elements, that is lithium family as well as the beryllium family hydroxides are soluble, remaining all hydroxides are insoluble in water. Let us go for group wise, that is carbonate, that is CO3 2 minus. Alkali group carbonates are soluble and all are insoluble except the first year group as well as the ammonium carbonate. These are soluble, remaining all are insoluble. Acetates, all metal acetates are water soluble. Acetate is CH3COO minus, that is also carbon related family. And the nitrate is NO3 minus and the nitrate is NO2 minus. All metals also are water soluble to maximum extent. Whereas phosphates all are insoluble except the first year group as well as the ammonium phosphate. Sulfides and the S minus 2 all are insoluble except the sulfides of the first year group, second year group followed by ammonium sulfide. Similarly, sulfates all are water soluble except calcium, francium, barium, radium, that is second year group, some lead and the Hg2SO4 mercurous followed by silver sulfates. These are insoluble. Whereas chlorides, bromides, iodides, halides, in case of chlorides, all are water soluble except the silver chloride, mercurous chloride followed by lead chloride. Similarly, bromides all are water soluble except the silver bromide, mercurous bromide, mercuric bromide, lead bromide. Similarly, iodides all are water soluble except the silver iodide, mercuric iodide, mercurous iodide followed by lead iodides are water insoluble. Flame coloration, alkali metals, whenever they are exposed to the flame, the electrons of the ground state of outer orbitals are excited to the nearby excited state, and they when come back towards the ground state, the excited amount of energy will be liberated out that falls in the visible portion of the electromagnetic radiation and offers color. That's what they are giving different colors. Suppose in case of lithium it shows the crimson red color, sodium golden yellow color, potassium pink violet color, whereas calcium brick red color, francium is having dark red color, barium is having apple green color, copper as well as the borates are showing green color. Similarly, the lead, arsenic, antimony, bismuth followed by copper are showing blue colors. Whereas these particular colors under the cobalt glass, if you observe the colors, whereas this golden yellow is invisible, whereas pink violet is appearing as crimson red color, brick red is appearing as light green in color, dark red is appearing as violet color, apple green is appearing as blue green, green is appearing as blue green, whereas blue color is appearing as some visible portion only. Next is charcoal cavity test. On a charcoal, a cavity, a hole is made. On that, our corresponding salt, which is going to be tested, followed by sodium carbonate was added, and it is filled, and it is exposed to the flame. As a result of reaction of this particular salt with the sodium carbonate followed by flame reaction, anything can happen. The things those are going to be happening are a metallic bead formation can occur or incrustation can occur. That is just like a layer, systematically a layer can be formed from the inside of the cavity. Otherwise, a residue that is not incrusted in such a way that a residue that is leftover material is present, that is not the metallic bead. In such a way, three varieties of things can be possible. In case of metallic bead, if it is tin, that is fourth group of element, white, malleable, and leaves no stain on paper, such kind of bead formation occur. Whereas if it is lead, that is carbon, silicon, germanium, and the carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and lead. Lead is greyish white. Bead formation takes place, which is soft and which marks on the paper. On paper also the green color will be appearing. If you watch that, if you tilt that one with the paper, on the paper the green color appears. It gives stain on the paper of the same color. Whereas this is antimony. Antimony is a white metallic bead formation takes place. Brittle, which fumes when hot. When it is hot, it is going to be fuming. Vapors are going to be appearing. Bismuth, red, white, and brittle in nature is there. Copper in giving red color of the bead. Whereas silver is giving lustrous, white, malleable, which leaves no stain on paper and no incrustation can occur. Such kind of beads nature is there with respect to the different varieties of the metal compounds. Whereas the cases where incrustation can occur, that is systematic development of the salt related material in the cavity, just like a layer which is fitted layer, that is said to be the incrustation. Whereas tin gives white incrustation, lead gives yellow, which turns as red brown on heating, whereas arsenic gives white with a order of garlic in order, whereas bismuth gives yellow and which turns orange on heating, whereas tin and zinc which gives white, whereas which turns on yellow, whereas on heating it turns on yellow. Cadmium gives red brown in nature, whereas those substances the residue is left which is not an incrustation, just a residue is left which is easily removable. Magnesium, francium, barium gives white colored residue that is infusible which shines on heating, whereas calcium, aluminium and zinc gives red brown and which is incrustationable also, whereas ferrous, cobalt, nickel and manganese gives grey or the black color residue and which can't undergo any kind of incrustation. There is a correction here. In case of the residue left behind in the charcoal cavity test, the red brown color is present for the cadmium, whereas the remaining all like calcium, magnesium, francium, barium, aluminium, zinc forms white infusible residue which shines on heating. Such kind of nature is present for magnesium, calcium, francium, barium secondary group elements, followed by aluminium as well as the zinc. Only red brown color is present for the cadmium. Whereas in charcoal cavity test, in some of the metal salts will form infusible residues. That white infusible materials whichever are formed, those are eligible for the cobalt nitrate test. Whereas cobalt nitrate on heating decomposes as cobalt oxide followed by nitrogen dioxide as well as the oxygen. This infusible metal salts on reaction with cobalt nitrate within the same charcoal cavity on reaction with flame. Here what happens is this cobalt oxide whichever is formed, yes, this cobalt oxide followed by liberated oxygen makes that one to undergo oxidation and forms the metal oxides. Cobalt oxide, metal oxide, the double oxides are having colors. That is generally possible in case of infusible metals. So therefore here cobalt oxide, magnesium oxide is giving pink dirty color, whereas cobalt oxide, tin oxide gives bluish green color, cobalt oxide, zinc oxide gives green residue, cobalt oxide, alumina will gives bluish residue. This is also possible with respect to PO4 3- and with respect to BO3 3-. And these particular ions on reaction with cobalt nitrate test also offers, just like of alumina, corresponding bluish residue formation generally takes place. Yes, borax bead test, that is borax on heating it is decahydrate is converted to anhydrous borax. Still on heating to high temperature it is converted to sodium metaborate followed by boron trioxide which appears as a glassy bead. Whereas this glassy bead on reaction with the metal oxides that are converted to metal borates are having characteristic color. Whereas under cold conditions they are having some colors, hot conditions they are having some colors. When they are exposed to the oxidizing flame, colors are different. When they are exposed to the reducing flame, colors are different. Whereas when they are exposed to the reducing flame, what happens is with the charcoal cavity in which they are present, they react with the carbon because there is less content of oxygen at high temperature. With the carbon it undergoes reduction. Suppose copper is there, copper followed by boron trioxide formed in the glassy bead forms copper borate. This copper borate on reaction with the reducing flame with the carbon it undergoes reduction and it is converted to copper metaborate. Copper metaborate also further can undergo reduction and can form copper also. This compound and this compound are different. They are having different colors. That's what certain metal oxides which can able to react with the boron trioxide produces their corresponding borates. Those borates are having different colors under oxidized flame conditions and the reducing flame conditions followed by their corresponding cold as well as the hot situations. Suppose if I go for the list of certain elements which are detected and characterized clearly, copper is there, chromium is there, ferrous is there, cobalt, nickel and copper in order wise. This is chromium, manganese is not there, ferrous is there, cobalt, nickel, copper are there. Whereas this chromium under oxidizing flame of cold conditions, hot conditions, reducing flame of cold and hot conditions, everywhere it is having green color. Whereas ferrous if you take under oxidizing cold conditions it is having pale yellow and the hot conditions brown yellow. whereas here under cold conditions of reducing flame after cooling, bottle green color. In hot conditions it is also having the same bottle green color. Similarly cobalt, all blues, whereas nickel it is brown color, red brown color, colorless and the colorless situation. The copper, very important, copper under oxidizing cold conditions it is having blue color, oxidizing hot conditions it is having green color, reducing cold conditions it is having brown red color, reducing hot conditions it is having colorless appearance. Thus these are characteristics which are remembered in the form of table. On performing the reaction, if anything matches with the same, we can identify the corresponding metal is, suppose if this is the case, corresponding metal is nickel. If this is the case, all are suppose blue, the corresponding metal is cobalt. Such kind of identification can be done from the borax bead test. Microcosmic bead test, microcosmic salt bead test. What is microcosmic salt? Is sodium ammonium hydrogen phosphate is said to be the microcosmic salt. This is the derivative of phosphoric acid in which two hydrogens are replaced by, one is replaced by ammonia and other is replaced by the sodium, that is sodium ammonium hydrogen phosphate. Whereas this on heating, sodium metaphosphate formation takes place. This sodium metaphosphate similar to that of the borax bead test. How bead is formed in the same way. Instead of using of the glassy bead formed in the borax bead test, we can fill that one with the microcosmic salt, the cavity with the metal, followed by the metal oxides, followed by the microcosmic salt. On heating to the oxidized flame or the reduced flame, different colors are obtained. Suppose copper oxide is there, copper oxide and reaction with the sodium metaphosphate, that leads to the formation of copper phosphate, which is having characteristic color. Thus, in the same way, how it is applicable for the borax bead test, the same color related relations are there under the oxidizing flame and the hot and the cold conditions, and the reduced flame followed by corresponding hot and the cold conditions. Whatever the colors are there with respect to the borax bead test, the same or similar colors are going to be appearing with the microcosmic salt test. Here also metal oxides offers different colors. It is similar to that of the borax bead test. A smart logical note on general observation of heating of the substances. Whereas substances which can melt on heating, those are salts of alkali metals and the hydrated salts having water of crystallization, that is hydrated compounds. Substances that decrepitates, that is nothing but what? Giving cracking sound. Those are sodium chloride, potassium iodide, lead nitrate, similarly barium nitrate. Substances sublimates, and the sublimates are having different colors. Color of sublimate may be white, may be yellow, blue, black, otherwise the violet in color. The white color sublimates, general examples are HgCl2, Hg2Cl2, ammonium halides like chloride, bromide, iodide. Similarly, aluminium chloride is also having white color, arsenium oxide, arsenic oxide and the antimony oxides. Having yellow color examples are arsenic pentoxide, mercuric iodide, and which are turns red in color when rubbed with the glass rod. And the last one, blue, black, otherwise the violet color is present for the iodine sublimates. On heating, whatever the residue left and the color of the residue observed, and it is having different colors under cold and the hot conditions. Thereby the confirmation that what we will get is yellow when hot and the white in cold, such kind of compound is zinc oxide. Reddish brown when hot and yellow on cold is, that is lead oxide. Similarly black when hot and the red on cold conditions is mercuric oxide followed by lead oxide, that is Pb2O3. Whereas black when hot, red brown on cold conditions is Fe2O3. Such kind of color related information is known, and if the same color is appearing, we can confirm from this particular primary test this is of that particular metal oxide. On heating of the inorganic compounds, sometimes what happens is gases evolution takes place. The colorless and the odorless gases can also come. In that case, the major gases are oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, as well as the carbon monoxide and the carbon dioxide combinations. If it is oxygen, oxygen is coming from the alkali nitrates, generally from the alkali nitrates, that is potassium nitrate. For example, on heating it is converted to potassium nitrate followed by what? Oxygen gas formation takes place. Similarly, carbon dioxide gas, which is also not having any kind of color as well as the odor, it is coming from the carbonates, all varieties of carbonates except alkali carbonates. Suppose alkaline earth metal carbonate, calcium carbonate on heating gives calcium oxide as well as the carbon dioxide. Similarly, nitrogen gas, ammonium nitrate gives the nitrogen gas. Carbon monoxide and the carbon dioxide combinations are coming from the oxalate. Oxalate on heating gives a combination of carbon monoxide as well as the carbon dioxides. Sometimes the colorless but having of odor containing gases can also be evolved, and such kind of gases examples are sulfur dioxide, which is not having color but it is having odor. HCl we can sense, H2S rotonic smell. Ammonia is also having pungent smell, whereas sulfur dioxide is coming from the heating of the sulfides followed by the thiosulfates, whereas these on heating gives the corresponding sulfur dioxide. Suppose calcium sulfide on heating gives the calcium oxide followed by sulfur dioxide. HCl is coming from the hydrated salts of the chlorides. Chloride hydrated salts produces HCl because it undergoes hydrolysis. Calcium chloride 6H2 on heating, calcium hydroxide followed by HCl formation takes place. Similarly, H2S comes from the sulfides. Suppose sodium sulfide is there, then these on heating in presence of water, otherwise any sulfide on heating in presence of water, that leads to the formation of hydrogen sulfide. Ammonia is coming from the ammonium salts. Ammonium sulfide on heating gives ammonia followed by what? The ammonium bisulfide formation takes place. Colored gases. Sometimes colored gases can also be evolved, like nitrogen dioxide having brown color, bromine reddish brown color, iodine violet color vapors, and chlorine is having green color vapors, green yellow color vapors. Whereas NO2 is coming from the decomposition of nitrates as well as nitrites of the heavy metals. Suppose zinc nitrate on heating gives the zinc oxide followed by nitrogen dioxide. And bromine red brown color is coming from the bromides. Bromides on heating in presence of oxygen undergoes oxidation and it is converted to cadmium oxide followed by bromine there. And iodides on heating in presence of oxygen leads to the formation of corresponding iodine, which is having violet vapors. And the last one is chlorine, which is green violet color, green yellow color vapors. The hydrated chlorides, otherwise halides, that are chlorides on reaction with water, otherwise chlorides on reaction with oxygen, which is acting as an oxidizing agent, leads to the formation of chlorine. Thus the gases are going to be formed. Else what we can write is chlorides on reaction with oxygen by some oxidizing agent leads to the formation of greenish yellow gas, that is chlorine gas evolution generally takes place.